Hi, everyone. In this episode, I am going to talk about the Key Strategic Partner Plan. And the reason I share this is part of my personal wellness journey was finding ways to help others. And so, what I found with the Strategic Partner Plan is I can help my own business by teaching other people how to network. So, I realized if I could systemize it and share that system, this would help a lot of people. So, one of the key elements of wellness, one of the nine elements of holistic wellness, is financial wellness. So, this video is for those who are entrepreneurs in business or business owners, or quite frankly, anybody who's responsible for growing a business who would like to learn a better way to do it. Now, my goal, my mission in life is to elevate business networking to an art form. And the reason I say that is I'm sick and tired of hearing people say that networking doesn't work. I'm sick and tired of people spending and wasting money doing things that I know doesn't work because in my heart, I know for a fact that people who do networking well do very well in their business. People who struggle to network struggle in their business. I'm going to say that part of that is intention, part of that is knowing how to network, and most of all, part of it is knowing why to network. So, in the Key Strategic Partner Plan, the fundamental thing, the definition we want to start with is a key strategic partner is somebody who serves the same clients that you serve in a non competitive way, and you build a mutually beneficial relationship with them. Now, there are a lot of tactics out there that'll help you get the next client tomorrow and the next client after that. This is a strategy because once you master it, it applies to every area of your life and every area of your business. So, we're going to talk about key strategic partners. I'm going to go high level, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and why I do it. As an accountant, I saw many of my clients struggling. Their businesses were failing, and most of the time it was because they didn't know how to consistently, reliably get the next client. So I'm going to introduce the Key Strategic Partner Plan as a backdrop. And then in a future video, I'm going to talk about the 12-day business challenge. The secret is if you're a local business and you really want to grow or you just want to maintain, the best way to do it is with a key strategic partner plan and a workshop. So I'll talk about the workshop in the 12-day growth challenge. For now, just know that it is an option. So the key strategic partner plan is really simple. The done well, as I said, your network is your single most valuable asset. So I'm going to talk about what done well looks like, and I'm going to use this image of the wagon wheel. And for anybody who's wondering, yes, Jeff designed this. Jeff is a colorblind accountant, so this is what I see. But basically, I wanted to make it look really simple because it is. And this is, in my humble opinion, the biggest problem with most businesses. They overcomplicate and they ignore the simple. So I'm making this simple so you have no reason to not try it. So, whatever your business is, think of it as the center, the hub of the wheel. And you add value to that hub by connecting with the spokes. Each one of these spokes is a key strategic partner category. We'll talk about that in a minute. But basically, all of these businesses are businesses that are complementary and non competitive to you, where if you built a relationship with them, your business would grow. And the idea is the outer rim, this represents the pool of your perfect prospects, dream clients, ideal clients. So basically, what we're looking for is the spokes that will connect us with groups of our ideal clients. So that's the number one thing I would say. A lot of people are very tactical in the networking. They're looking to get the next client, the next client, the next client. When you pause and you try to be more strategic, you're reaching the next hundreds, thousands of perfect prospects. So the idea behind strategic partners is we want to build a network of value. Now, I'm baffled by this because a lot of people say, "Oh, it doesn't work. I wasn't able to connect with people." I'm 100%. Whenever I invite somebody to my network, they're happy to join. So I'm thinking there's a language thing. We're going to work on that. We do have a mastermind program where that's all we do is help people build their strategic partner plan. But the reality is, if you reach out to people and say, "Hey, I'm looking to build my network. You're somebody I know, like, and trust. I'd like to introduce you to my network. Would you be interested?" Most of the time, the only acceptable answer is hell yes. If they're not a hell yes and you have to convince them, thank them and move on because they're not going to bring you introductions down the road. So we're looking for strategic partners that will benefit us and we can help them. So it's mutually beneficial. So I'm not going to get into the details of how to nurture relationships. That's part of our detailed program. But the goal is, as I said, we're looking for categories of businesses that serve the same clients we do. So I'm going to use business to business. So if you work with local businesses, there is an ecosystem there, and it's a very natural one. There's somebody on the beginning of the journey that helps these individuals start their business. They usually go to a bank to open a new bank account. They might go to their insurance person to open a new insurance policy. Basically, those are strategic partners if you're further down the stream. Again, once they have their business up and running, maybe they bring in a bookkeeper. Usually they'll get an accountant to help them file their year end taxes. Somewhere in the mix, they'll have a lawyer. And again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. If you work with businesses, these categories are natural, good starting points. So, as I said, we want an accountant, we want an attorney, we want a good commercial banker, somebody who deals with businesses. We want commercial insurance. I like business brokers because they help businesses sell and they help people buy businesses. Commercial real estate agents, and this one's important. We want realtors who deal with businesses. Realtors who sell houses, they're useful, but they're not directly relevant to what we're trying to accomplish. Business coaches are a great pairing because if the business is growing, they're going to have money to pay for other things. I love software companies that serve businesses. Every industry I've ever seen has a dominant player who supports that industry. We want to get to know who that dominant player is, and we want to get to know other businesses in their ecosystem. Another one, I love payroll companies. In the United States, they call them PEO. Basically, a payroll company, they have predominantly clients who have a team and they have payroll complexity. They're good business to business partners. Now, the one, it baffles me that this gets forgotten. Most people forget that their existing clients are a good source of referrals. You just need to know how to earn them. We talk about that in the 12-day business growth challenge. And then the final two are groups. So, what groups do these businesses you want to serve belong to? Are they part of the Chamber of Commerce? Are they part of an economic development zone? What groups do they belong to? Because if you know what groups they're part of, you can find ways to add value to them through those groups and therefore meet people like them in those groups. And then other is the catch-all. That's just anything we haven't specifically listed. It's the one that we might look to expand later. But the reality is we really truly just need 12 categories, including ours. So I'm going to skip over the instructions. You can download this and read it on your own terms. But basically, the very first step, we do this with our paid clients, is we identify the 11 categories that are most relevant to our business. And here's a little secret to give you some momentum. Our business is always in the first row, first column, because we are and should be our own best referral source. So we want to put our business category in column 1 and our business name in contact column 1. And if we're not the best person we know in our category, we have a problem, right? You can see the challenge. But basically, Our business category goes here. So if we're an accountant, we put accountant and our business name here. And then what we're going to do is fill in the complementary businesses. Um, and again, don't reinvent the wheel for business owners, business to business. We've already filled in these categories as an example on the template. And what you want to do, ignore contact 2 and 3, that's advanced, but for now, your first focus is filling in contact column 1. And these should be the names of individuals that you already know, like, and trust, and that you have or will invite to be part of your formal business networking group. And just tell them it's not exclusive, there's no requirements other than we're going to meet once a month and we're going to find ways to reach more of our dream perfect prospects, our dream clients. So as I said before, you go in contact column 1, the first square, and you're going to fill in the names of human beings that you know in each of these other categories. And don't worry if you've got some blanks, that's fine, we'll fill them in. But let's say we were able to fill in, we're number 1, we're the accountant, we have an attorney, we have a commercial banker, commercial insurance, business broker, and let's just say that we end there and we don't know anyone directly in these. So the magic is we'll reach out to the people we do know and say, I'm looking for a great commercial real estate broker. Who do you know? And what we do is we use the power of our network to connect and ask the people we already know to introduce us to the people we need to know. So you only look at column 2 once you have all 12 names in column 1. And by the way, somebody might say, hey, I know another great attorney. Great. You can ask them for it. You could put it in column 2 or column 3. But your primary focus, first and foremost, is filling this column, all 12 slots. And again, you go in number 1. So once you have that, and here's the secret, I told you that your network is valuable both to you and to others. Host a monthly event, whether it's on Zoom or in person, and invite all 11 people to come and network and get to know each other. Because here's the thing, if none of them knew each other coming in, all of them only know you, each person is going to make 10 new connections because they already know you, they already know themselves. They're going to meet 10 new people that can help their business. That is enormously valuable if they nurture those 10 relationships. Now, if they're serial connectors and they just meet 10 and then they move on to the next and the next, can't help you there. But if they get the value of building relationships, and you can help them with that by hosting that monthly event, it should be the highest and best use of their time. They should want to get to know you and the group. But that's the first value you bring to them, is saying to them, hey, if you need an attorney, here's the person I use. Now, the other thing is this list becomes incredibly valuable to your clients. And you can say to the clients, hey, here's an attorney that I work with, here's a commercial banker, here's commercial insurance. You add enormous value to your clients because they don't have to chase that themselves. They don't have to go looking for an attorney. They can leverage your network. So just the fact that you're a networker and a connector, you add value to your clients. So that's the first reason I would have for building this key strategic partner plan, is you can add value to your strategic partners, you can add value to your clients. The third and the most important, I would argue, is once you've added value, people will start bringing introductions to you, so your business is going to grow. And you might be thinking, this sounds like a lot of work. I don't have months, years, whatever it takes. The reality is, within a month, in fact, we actually teach it within 12 days, you should have engaged your strategic partners. You should start to see referrals from them. In our 12-day business growth challenge, we actually show you if you have existing clients and an existing network, how to double that literally with one event in a 12-day period so that your business can grow consistently and reliably. Now, once you've gotten really comfortable, I call contact column one the crawl column because you're learning everything. It's going to feel like work. It's going to take you longer. You're going to get less results. But once you get this column completed and you're comfortable, then you'll go to contact column two. And what I do for this is my second group. And because I'm already here, I'm going to put my largest competitor in my industry here. And I'll tell you why. And then I'm going to fill in 11 people. And this is again where you're going to rely on your first network. You're going to ask them to help you fill the second. And by the way, by filling the second, you double the value you bring to people in the first because they're getting to know one another. So what I like to do in contact two is like to bring in the big competitors so that when a client outgrows me, I have somebody to send to them. And by the way, I just want to say this, if you play with the biggest players in your space and a client's too small for them, odds are really good that it's going to be a massive client for you. So I'd like to have a reciprocal arrangement. Let's say I'm an accountant and I end up with a client who's in 5 different states or provinces. I want a big regional player or a national firm that I can send that person to. And again, if they end up with somebody who's local and too small, they'll usually send it to you. So a lot of people see competition. I see co-opetition. If you're taking on the clients that are too small for them, you help them. If you're sending them the clients that are too big for you, they help you, vice versa. And I would do that for pretty much everyone here is find a bigger player in that industry that if you get something that's really big, you can refer it upwards. Now, what I like about this is if you get the discards of the big companies, they're still pretty big clients for most average people. They're just not big enough for the biggest of the big. And then contact column three, once you've filled in all 12 and you've got this working, and again, you can have a networking event to keep them all connected. You can introduce them to your network, introduce them to your clients. The more connecting you do with them, the more they'll do with you. Now, contact column three, I like to have a competitor who's smaller than me so that if I have a prospect and they're too small for me, I can say, oh, I have somewhere to send you. And by the way, I've gotten more referrals out of sending people to other people than I've gotten in some cases from my clients, because when you send them somewhere else, the message you're sending is, I care more about you than I care about my own wallet. I want to make sure you get the right fit. You need to go talk to this person, they'll take care of you. So recap, column one is your favorite people in general. Column two is the larger competitors in the space. And column three is, for you especially, a smaller competitor you can send people to. And like the others, you add value by introducing everybody in the column to each other. You add value by introducing them to other columns, and you add value by introducing them to the clients. Again, if you look at this as a spider web, you are in the center. Sorry, if you look at it as a wagon wheel even, you're dead in the center, and all of these spokes lead back to you. So we don't want it complicated. I'm just going to tell you most businesses can double or triple just by focusing on column one. If you get to column two, you should be looking at 2 to 5 times growth. If you're looking for 10 times growth, go to column three. And by the way, this strategy works if you're a one-person outfit, you're looking to grow. You want to put your best foot forward. You want to build that network. What I see with a lot of smaller businesses is this roller coaster. You get put a lot of effort into getting clients, you get a whole bunch of clients, you're really excited, and then, oh my God, I don't have time to network. So they start, stop, and then feast or famine. So the goal is you're building a perpetual referral machine. And basically, if you're doing it well, you should be investing maximum 2, 3 hours a month into your network. And it should be bringing you a lot of warm leads, a lot of introductions, a lot of business. So that's the key strategic partner plan. Now, to troubleshoot this, um, the key first thing is think about each one of these rectangles as the most valuable real estate in your life. So I print this out, I carry it around with me, I handwrite in it, and every hole, every rectangle represents a hole in my network, and it's value I'm not adding to someone, and I'm not having that value added back. So if you have a bunch of empty spots, reach out to people and use the wording, do you know a blank that you would highly recommend? We want the best of the best. We don't want good. We don't want average. We want great. So the perfect key strategic partners, they care deeply about their clients. They love their clients. They put clients above all else, and they love to serve. Those are great people to have in your network because you know you can send them referrals and they'll take really good care of your network. So that's the key strategic partner plan. It is the single most valuable tool I've ever created, in my opinion. It helps people who want to grow their business. Now, as I was saying, you might be a small business and you think, okay, I'm going to just add 12. That's a really good growth strategy, and it makes your growth consistent and predictable rather than that roller coaster. Now, if you have a team of people who are responsible for growing the business, it's even more valuable because if each of them has their own network, let's say you have a team of 10 and each person has 3 individual networks, you're connecting 30 different networks. So 10 times 3. Um, it is amazing. It is powerful because if you think about the math on that, um, you have 36 connected networks. And by the way, the average person knows about 250 people. So if you have 36 connected networks, for 36 connected individuals over 10 networks, you end up with 360 connection points, times that average of 250 people. Your potential reach very quickly becomes significant. I'm just going to show you the math on that. So if we have 36 individuals who on average know 200 people, and we have a team of 10, we reach on average 72,000 prospects. And again, this is not just crazy math. This is referral networks, people who know people that would use our services. So I don't know any marketing, any paid traffic that can outperform networking done well. So I would challenge you to go forth and build your key strategic partner plan. Um, I'd love to have your feedback. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to talk about the 12-day business growth challenge. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share your comments below, and I'd love to get some feedback.